YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? Excited to be back. Today is Tuesday, June 13th at 7:37 a.m. and I'm about to do my daily forecast. Now, I missed a whole week because I was out at the FX Summit. Got to meet some very, very cool people. And I got to learn a lot and got to kind of learn where I'm kind of lacking when it comes to my trading skill set. And I figured out that I'm lacking in the macroeconomic side and the fundamental side of trading. So that's what I've been kind of studying for the last, I don't know, 2 days that I've been back. And it's crazy how much you can learn in your first 4 hours of studying something. And it has me very excited for the future. But as per usual, we're gonna go ahead and start our daily forecast. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I am not touching the charts at all this week for two reasons. For one, we're gonna go ahead and look at the Aussie dollar. I'm gonna go look at the Aussie. Wrong one. There we go. So it broke below this high, broke above this high right here, feeling this imbalance right here, and it's targeting up here as well. Now, the reason why is because I wanted to break these highs. I'm looking for sales. I'm looking definitely for sales, and I think that it's going to probably break above this high before coming down and selling yet again, which would be pretty crazy. So that's what I'm kind of expecting. I'm waiting for it to break above these highs. So I'm kind of sidelining myself from the market right now until that happens. But in the meantime, I'm looking into the Aussie as well, Australian dollar, to see what's going on with the currency. So far, I'm not really too sure. Um, I've figured out that I believe the Australian, oh man, fuck, how do you spell Australia? Okay, cool. The Australian interest rate is at 4.10. I think they just recently raised it. Um, according to, yeah, yeah. So the meeting on June 6th raised the Australian dollar from 3.8% to 4.10. And that would explain this bullish run we are getting here. June 6th, this is when it happened. This is when the news happened. And as you can see, one big bullish candle. And the run pretty much happened right after that. And it explains why we're getting so much of a push. Because interest rates really control the market. We all know the how something happened. We all understand the technical. But I remember James Storm said on the stage while it was doing a panel, it was like you want to also understand the why as well. And anyone who tells you that the market just moves just because it wants to is completely lying to you. That was the biggest lie that I figured out this weekend, and there's a reason why this market moves. From just watching ICT alone, I understand that the markets have an institutional perspective. The banks control the markets. But the real question is, what controls the banks? And when you figured that out, you realize that interest rates and the Federal Reserve controls the banks. And what controls the Federal Reserve? What determines the Federal Reserve decisions? The economy. So understanding the why of the market makes it so much easier as a trader to not feel bad when you lose or nothing like that because you understand why you lost. So any sell I took anyone up from here, I can automatically count it back to this interest rate spike that happened on June 6th that literally raised the interest rate from the Aussie dollar from 3.85 to 4.10. That's about I want to say a 20, yeah, 25-ish, I'm guessing. Let me do the math real quick too. Ooh, that's about, yeah, it's a 25% increase. So just that alone, a 0.25% increase, just that alone will explain why this move is happening right here. And in our perspective, this is pretty good because this move is happening and we can also get the takeout of these highs as well, hopefully by this move. Now, here is when I'll start back trading again, right? And it's not gonna be this week; it'll be next week. When after this week finish, I'm going to start back next week because today at 8:30, in about less than an hour almost, we are going to get I see about 45 minutes. We are going to get CPI news. So what CPI is basically the rate that inflation is currently at. We're going to get that. So now it is forecasted. Previously it was at 4.9. They forecast it to be at 4.1. So that's what they're actually kind of trying to forecast it at. That inflation is going to drop down to 4.1. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow at 2 o'clock on the 14th is what's going to determine everything, because the FOMC meeting is going to happen. And the FOMC meeting is going to be by Jerome Powell, who's going to explain if they are going to raise the interest rates again, if they're going to keep raising the interest rates. And if they keep raising the interest rates, we can expect the dollar to continue going up, right? If they want to lower the interest rates, which they already, from kind of looking at some of Bob Elliott's tweets, is kind of and just kind of doing some of the research alone, the Fed wants to get inflation down to 2%, right? If it's forecasted and it drops now at 4.1, they need so much more work to do. So they want to at least bring this down to 2%, because if you look back in the past, 2% was always the safe ground for inflation. Like if you look back all here pre-COVID, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, like that's where the sweet spot was, 2 to 3% CPI, cost of inflation, right? Consumer price index was always at 2%. So that's where they want to get this back down to, because it was at a high at 9.1, which is absolutely absurd, right? So they want to bring it down back to at least around 2%, right? So we can continue to expect for Jerome Powell to go up on that stage tomorrow at 2 p.m. and say, hey, listen, we're going to continue raising these interest rates. We don't know if that's when it will happen, but definitely stay tuned, watch the meeting, and see what's going on to kind of get your own personal analysis. But if they are continuing to raise the interest rates, which I think they are going to do, this dollar index is going to turn back. You can't really see it because it's on the other screen. But this dollar is probably going to take out these lows right here and continue heading up. That's what I could kind of expect. So, like for example, I'm going to mark up this zone right here. I'm expecting it to probably try and take out these lows, or it might turn around. It may not. Who knows? Yeah, bam. I want to see it take out these lows, and then I want to see it move upwards. Hopefully, but like I was saying, let me get back that up there. Like I was saying, we want to see what the price is. This forecast to be at 4.1. It may actually be at 4.0, which would be pretty good. We still got a ways to go. All right. So, like I said, if they're looking to increase the interest rate, then we can expect that U.S. Dollar currency to go up. Now, the reason why the Aussie currency has been going up, like I said before, is because they on June 6th raised the interest rate from 3.8 to 4.10, 25% increase. So that's why this upwards move is happening, and didn't turn around here, nowhere here, didn't stop at this filling imbalance. It's gonna keep going until we get that news. And once we get that news, I'm expecting, like I said, if the dollar takes out this low here, I'm expecting the Aussie dollar to take out this high up here. And once that, we're booked for sales all the way. Simply because, listen, they're gonna keep dropping the interest rates. So yeah, that's why I'm not trading. I'm probably going to do another recap after the news happens. So I'll probably do another recap on the 15th. To kind of get a gauge and go over what was said in the meeting. Until next time, folks, I'm going to keep learning about macroeconomics and the macro market perspective. Also, I'm going to keep learning about how interest rates affects the market, and everything that I learn, I'm going to give it to you guys. And, hopefully this could be some value to someone. But yeah, without further ado, peace and love. And until next time.